We are going live here now. Welcome, everybody. It's Monday here, and I have an amazing author that is so full of energy. I feel like I need to step it up a bit because we've got Loz Antonenko here, who is the latest author that we've got, an amazing book, and I can't wait to share it with you because the book really represents Loz in all of her awesomeness, because she is full of energy, she is full of color and vibrant. And welcome, Loz, to the book launch.
Oh, thanks, Susan. It's so exciting. I'm excited to get moving this morning. I've been sitting on my butt all day, and this is a great excuse for me to get on my walking pad. So thanks for having me.
Fantastic. I need to get one of those. I need to
You
just
do.
get that fitness happening when I'm doing it. That's it. Stand up desk with the walking machine underneath. I love it.
I'll hook you up.
Fantastic. So you've got an amazing book. Here is the cover just to show you how out there we have for Loz. Yeah, fantastic. And it's everything about it really shouts you. I love the way that you say it's a BS-free healthy habits handbook. And what I love about this is it's not just education and information. This truly is a handbook. It's got so much inside of it. And it's for busy people to take their lives from stuck to unstoppable. Get the F unstuck. So it's an amazing title and so much jam-packed. But tell me, Loz, what inspired you to write this book?
So the truth of the matter is that I had zero intention of ever writing a book in my life. My grandfather had been writing a book for decades and never did anything with it. He actually passed away last year, and nobody can access his laptop and get a copy of his book. So I was blogging and journaling through my process of change. I had an incredible amount of things happen in my life in a very short period of time, some very challenging. Losing my husband to suicide and having heart surgery and a brain tumor and sexual assault and domestic violence and all of the things, right? So because I had a really good psychologist, she said, start writing things down. And so that turned into this cathartic process. But what I didn't realize, Sue, was that over the course of my transformation, people had started to notice that I'd physically changed, I'd mentally changed. And they said, how did you do that? Because with all of the things you've gone through, that feels impossible. Like, how? And I go, I don't know. I just did what I always do. But I realized that maybe getting unstuck isn't something that people find to be very natural. People do sort of get embroiled in victim mentality sometimes. So the entrepreneurial, pragmatic person that I am, solutions orientated my whole life, I went, okay, perhaps if I go back and review what it is that I've written, maybe I'll find some patterns, maybe I'll find a strategy, maybe if I unpack my process, I can turn it into a blueprint and help other people do the same thing. So it sounds a little bit weird, but that's how I ended up writing a book. So I pulled together a whole heap of things that I'd written and had to storyboard it, map it out, try and get it so it had some fluidity. And long story short, now we got a book.
I love that. And it's true. You've been through so much, and people struggle with maybe one significant thing in their life, or things aren't going well in their business. And they need inspiration now more than ever. We need to look at people that have done this, and yet it allows us as the reader to go, well, if she can do it, maybe I can too. And what I love about what I do is I get to bring amazing people like yourself to the forefront so that the everyday person can grab a book for next to less than a cup of coffee and a sandwich these days and can
Right.
get all your insights. I love that. And so who's this book for? Because I know that you do, your healthy habits and it's exercise, but there's so much more. Um, who would you say this book is for?
My book is aimed at anybody who classifies themselves as busy and time poor. So, if you're the kind of person that is burning the candle at both ends, you're not happy with how you look, you feel a bit blur, and you've kind of normalized that now because everybody around you is also blur. you know, that book is for you, right? This book is aimed at people who are feeling suboptimal in their lives, whether they admit it or not, and help them find very simple ways to get unstuck. So the idea of the book is, well, to begin with, it's neurodivergent ADHD friendly, because I've color coded every single chapter. So there is actually a quick guide at the front of the book. So if you're the kind of person that's like, oh, I just need a bit of help doing this one thing, there is actually a quick guide at the front of the book. So it asks very standard questions that I get asked all the time as a coach and consultant. And it tells you where to go to get the answer. So it's not the kind of book you have to write. Sorry, you have to read front to back. I wrote it that way. But the reality is if you're the kind of person that doesn't want any BS in your life, you're like, give me some answers, help me simplify to amplify, this book is for you.
Yeah, I love that, because, you know, ultimately there's so many areas in our life. It's not just about exercise. It's about all of these, you know, methods that come together that make us move out of that stuck position. And I know that you've got 6 really good modules, and I think that you break it down so beautifully, because there's just 6 areas, but like you said, you can jump into a particular area if you need, you know, to concentrate on more movement and things like that. But there's also mindset and obviously the whole, you know, elements of the 6 areas that you go through with somebody to really move them from unstuck. So this isn't just about exercise, this isn't just about mindset, it's really breaking it down into 6 simple modules that you go through and you follow. And you might be great in one particular area and lacking in the other, which allows you to just go into that quick reference. I love a book that's color. I love a book that's simple. And there's so many questions in there that have you, you know, start to look at areas, but answers as well. And you've got so much information here where people can go in and get free downloads, and there's so much jam-packed in this book. Like, tell us some of the Loz lessons that you've got in here, and what people can access rather than just the information. There's so much they can access outside of the book, correct?
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I always find that I read a lot of books, and there is so much to absorb in a book. And you sort of, I dog ear all of my book pages, right? You go look at the books that I've read. I've got dog ears at the top, dog ears at the bottom. They mean different things. And normally I try and go back and remember the thing and go and try and action it, because it can be information overwhelm. And if you are an infomaniac like I am, absolutely addicted to information acquisition, the challenge is you've got all these things and then you feel like you really never get to do it all. So I thought, well, stuff that. I'm going to integrate this in the book. So the way the book is kind of laid out is here's a bunch of things that I did to get unstuck. Some of that was good. Some of it was a bit not good. Probably don't do the not good stuff, but maybe do this other stuff instead. Here's some evidence-based reasons why those would be the best methods. And then put the book down and now go implement that. So it's very interactive. And the idea is I want people to actually be getting unstuck while they are going through the book, whether it's a physical book, an ebook, or the audio book. The audio book actually has an audio book companion that comes with it. So all of the things that are summarized in the book, it's an abridged version of the physical book with QR codes so you can do the exercise. So there's hashtag no excuses. Ultimately, when you go into the book and you use the QR code to access the exercise, the Loz lesson, the idea is that you will be integrating everything that you've just read about. So you're actually taking action to get unstuck. Nothing is more scary to me than getting to the end of your life and wishing you had taken more action. And I want people who read this book to understand that the time is now for you to start getting unstuck. There isn't another moment that you need to have in your life where you're feeling like crap and you're getting stuck in a situation. You know, life is full of hard work, uncertainty, and pain, right? When we realize that is a fact and we can get through it with a framework that works, then there's no reason that you can't move from stuck to unstoppable. But first, we must go from stuck to unstuck before we can get to unstoppable. And this book is helping people get that unstuck. So that first part is where most of the action needs to take place. And that's why I have Loz lessons throughout the entire book. There's a lot of them.
There's so much. Like I said, the book itself was still quite a decent book. in itself, but there's so many Loz lessons in there that take you through, that you can download things and get recipes and lessons that are all throughout the book. So grab yourself a copy. I know that we're going to put a link down below for people to jump on and grab a copy. Doesn't matter where you are in life. Doesn't matter even if you're a little stuck. It'll really start to move you through to unstuck and unstoppable. And we thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge, sharing all your tools and techniques, but also putting it into a beautifully presented book that is so much value, jam-packed in one book, that everyone should get a copy, buy a gift for their friends, gift it to whoever you want in your life to help them get the F unstuck.
100%. And they make great gifts for people that you work with. If you run a business and you have staff, why not invest in your staff and actually help them remove the glass ceiling of potential they have? Your business will benefit, they'll benefit, and everybody in their circle will benefit as well.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Go grab a copy. The link's below. Thanks so much for joining us and for sharing all your amazing knowledge through your book.
Thanks, Susan. Looking forward to my next one.
Great.